Operations from the Minnesota Timberwolves, David Kahn, and guest. Who's the guest? We've got a guest here as well with David.
You can tell who's his favorite baseball team is.
Twins fan.
Kellen.
Kellen. Hello, Kellen. We'll talk it over with David. Perhaps Kellen. See how it goes.
Kellen would be more informative than me.
See how it goes here in the second quarter.
You think I'm joking?
David, let's first of all get to the most recent moves. First, the signing of Luke Rittenauer. It's been reported. I don't know if that's done, but it's been reported.
And I'm not going. I'll be very open and candid tonight, but not things that are not completed.
That is not completed.
Yeah.
Right. I'll ask you about the Al Jefferson trade.
That's been completed.
That's been completed. There are so many reports out there this time of year. Sometimes things that appear to be completed are not completed, but that one is done. Give your fans and NBA fans some insight into your thinking sending Jefferson to the Utah Jazz.
Well, I think that Al came to the same conclusion that we did independently, and that is with the trajectory of our team, we're at least a couple years away with all of our young players. And Al knows that, and I feel bad for Al. He was born into kind of a dysfunctional family with the Celtics when they had a lot of young players. Then he gets traded to Minnesota, and we had a lot of young players. And I felt bad for him, and he needs to go to a place now where he can win because he's a very good player. He's a great person. He's one of the biggest-hearted guys I've run into in this league. And this is a perfect situation for him in Utah because it's one of the best, most stable, classiest organizations in our sport. Jerry Sloan is, a legend. Kevin O'Connor's a great GM. It's going to be a great situation for him with Darren Williams as his point guard, and he fits right into, taking Carlos Boozer's place. So I felt good for Al. For us, we've got Michael Beasley now, Kevin Love, Darko Milicic. We're going to bring over another European, Nikola Pekovic, when we get his contract done. It just would have been hard to keep Al on the team this year, even though he would have obviously started and played a lot. We have other guys in Beasley and Love who want to develop. They're 21 years old and want to get their careers going. So I thought this was the right time to do this for all parties concerned.
I've been traded before, and I wish I would have had a GM as considerate as you in putting me with a great coach and legends. But for your fans there in Minnesota, it seems like maybe you didn't get much for Al Jefferson. What exactly is the direction of your team? I don't know if this is a true quote, but I heard you were quoted as saying that Darko is a great guy to build around. I don't believe you said that, but I kind of want to see your philosophy about where is this Minnesota team going. We know that you're guard heavy, and we know that you are young, and like you said, you're a couple years away, but exactly what is the philosophy of the Minnesota franchise?
Well, I never said that about Darko, but I do believe that Darko has a chance to really compete for our starting center position this year and be a very good ball player in our team. I think that he really clicked with Kurt last year when he arrived, and it's exactly the type of player Kurt likes in terms of having that kind of length and that kind of all-around game. In Al's case, I want to disagree with you. I think that we did as good as we could given the circumstances. We were a 15-win team. Al was coming off a serious knee injury 2 years ago, and you don't find many trades, although I think you were in one of them, where 3 first-round picks go. We managed to get 2 first-round picks, and we didn't have to take any bad contracts back, which is what I was afraid we'd have to do if we waited and held Al until next season. And as I said, we would have also started to disturb the growth and development of Beasley and Love. So I thought we did okay. We didn't do, maybe as well as some might think, but I thought given what our circumstances were, 2 first-round picks without having to take any bad contracts back and create the opportunity to add other players down the road will help us. As for philosophy, because I feel like I was asked about 5 questions in a row.
Yeah, I asked a lot of questions at one time.
Please continue.
We want to be a young, up-tempo, running, athletic team that flows into an offense, much like you, Chris, played in Sacramento, that really prides itself on ball movement and passing. That's what Kurt believes in passionately. I thought the way you guys played in Sacramento was beautiful to watch. And I think the more people that you have on the court that can pass the basketball, the better you can be. So we've got a kid over in Spain who is a great passer. He's going to be one of the best passers, in our league. Darko can pass. Kevin Love can pass. I think by having those kinds of players on the court together, it's like 1 + 1 = 3. And I think that that's the kind of ball club we need to be. Now, we're very young. It's going to take a couple years. It doesn't happen overnight. The team that you had in Sacramento had some young guys, but it also had some guys who were a little bit more established. Vlade, for example. But that's who we aim to be. And as some of the teams in the Western Conference, the Dallases and the San Antonios and the Phoenixes, come back to the pack, a couple years from now, I hope that's the time that we begin to emerge.
David, if you'd be so kind to stay with us, we've got a break here. Can you hang around for a little bit?
Absolutely.
We'll talk more about the Timberwolves with David Kahn, the president of basketball operations. Sacramento on top by 3 here in the second quarter.